everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees with my friend and co-host Dylan Backer. And in today's episode, we're talking about the Yankees offense and seeing, what ways can they improve from their struggles, because it's been bad lately. We've talked about this on live streams, right? Anyone who's been watching the games is pretty aware. It's been bad for the Yankee offense. It really has been. They're in a little bit of not even a little bit. They're in a really tough stretch right now. 3-5 against teams like the White Sox, Red Sox, and Mets. Those are teams you expect to beat. The Rockies just took a series from the Red Sox, so it doesn't look great when you're not able to do the same thing. But there's plenty to talk about. Obviously, injuries factor into this as well. But even the guys who are healthy that are expected to perform aren't performing. And so we wanted to kind of take our crack at trying to identify what some of the issues are. But before we do all of that, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you guys know the next time we post content. And without further ado, Dylan, tell me how you're doing today and give me a little bit about what you're seeing in the offense that you think they can improve in the near future.
Right, so the first things first, Harrison Bader is supposed to come back on Friday or tomorrow. So fingers crossed that continues to go according to plan and nothing changes with that. But, with that being said, this offense has just been dreadful, to say the least. It's been awful. They've only been averaging just a little over 3 runs a game since Judge went down. They have like a bottom 5 average in baseball, like the second worst on base percentage or something like that. Like their numbers are just awful. It's awful. And I have numbers here in front of me. These are the 5 Yankees in particular that were expected to step up. And I'm talking about specifically here: Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson, Gleyber Torres, and DJ LeMahieu. I'm going to go down these numbers real fast. I'm just going to read these averages. Rizzo, 0.38. This is all since June 5th, by the way, so since Judge went down. Rizzo is 0.38. Giancarlo Stanton's hitting 0.91. Josh Donaldson's hitting 0.91. Gleyber Torres is hitting 200. DJ LeMahieu's hitting 217. That's bad. That's bad. That is extremely, extremely bad. Like these guys are supposed to be the guys that are supposed to step up while Judge is out. They're supposed to even perform while Judge is here. But with Judge out, we need them more than ever. And they are not performing at all. Not only are they not getting hits, but they're not even putting up good at-bats. The at-bats look very uncompetitive. They're swinging at bad pitches, making mental mistakes like swinging at 3-0, for example, just doing the wrong things that they should not be doing, doing the things that they've been doing, such as, the bad at-bats and, not getting those hits. You're not going to win games like that. I'll tell you that right now. You're not going to win games like that. And yes, I know players go through slumps, it happens. But for all 5 of those guys to be slumping at the same time while we're already missing 2 important pieces in Judge and Bader, that's bad. That's bad. These guys really need to turn it around. It starts with those guys. It really does. Those guys have to turn it around. They got to start at least getting on base, man. At least getting on base. Because if they can't find hits right now, at least get on base. Draw some walks. Make pitchers work. Do something. Don't help pitchers out by swinging at bad pitches and swinging at garbage pitches that they're throwing and then you're trying to be desperate for a hit. No. Just get on base somehow, man. The hits will come. When you see better pitches and you're more patient at the plate, you'll find better pitches to hit. When you're just out there free hacking, you're not going to find anything. It's as simple as that. It really starts with those guys. I really do. That's what I think. It starts with them. They need to get going, because if they can get going, the rest of the offense can click with them. But when they're struggling this bad, you can't expect much from this offense. You just can't. It's no shock that they've been this bad offensively since Judge went down. I mean, these guys are just not performing. Simple as that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, the Yankees don't see enough pitches. They're not getting guys that are expected to perform at the level they should. Anthony Rizzo's been brutal lately. Giancarlo Stanton has not been Giancarlo Stanton since since coming back from injury. As you mentioned, Gleyber Torres is kind of inconsistent. He's always on and off. He's got stretches where he's good, stretches where he's bad. That's part of the package with Gleyber Torres. But on a team where, your catcher, you're not going to get offense out of that, right? Your left field position has been a black hole for you all season. Center field is typically worse than what it should be because Bader is always hurt. Your shortstop's a rookie who's struggling. That's your third basemen suck. Realistically, you have 4 or 5 position groups that are not going to perform at a high level offensively. Realistically, that's just on the Yankees, right? Like that's on poor roster construction, right? Even if Anthony Rizzo and Giancarlo Stanton are performing, even if Aaron Judge is healthy, even if Harrison Bader is here, that's still, Gleyber Torres is a question mark offensively. I like the guy, but he is a question mark. He's not, a middle of the order bat the way that Rizzo, Stanton, Judge are. Even then, Bader, you can't really expect expect to be much more than a solid hitter because he's a defense first guy. Trevino, you cannot expect offense out of. Volpe, you're in the same situation right now. Left field's bad. Donaldson, LeMay, you can't hit. That it's the talent isn't good enough, it feels like. And I think that's kind of the issue here, right? When the talent isn't good enough, you can't really expect to win baseball games at the level that you should be. Now, are the Yankees a bad team? No, because they have really good pitching. Unbelievable pitching. Their pitching development, I'm not fully convinced that if the Yankees had me join their organization that I couldn't throw a scoreless inning with the way they could develop guys. But they're unbelievable at that, and that's kept them in ball games. Like yesterday, they should not have been in that ball game, but their pitching staff is that good. And that was with their B bullpen, right? They throw out Jimmy Cordero, Ron Marinaccio as part of their A bullpen, but, Albert Abreu, Nick Ramirez, that's not the A bullpen. That's the B bullpen, right? Those are three guys right there who may never, pitch a playoff inning for the Yankees. End of the day, I think that the talent just has to be better. At the deadline, you got to reload. I think you got to cut out as much dead weight as possible. I don't want to see Josh Johnson on this team after a month. If it's July 15th and the numbers aren't better, and I'm emphasizing if the numbers aren't better because I recognize that if his numbers get better, then you don't cut him, right? Like that would make sense. But if it doesn't get better, if it's July 15th, I don't want him on the team anymore. I don't want him on the team anymore. LeMahieu can be a utility guy. That'll work for me. You have to ask whether you can upgrade from Torres or not. I love Torres, but the question has to be asked. Left field, need a left fielder. You can look internally, you can look externally, however you got to do it, but I need this team to look completely different lineup-wise. I need a big lineup shakeup. I need something drastic. I need something dramatic, and I need something big. End of the day, I think you can agree with me here. The Yankees, it feels like they're either A, not good enough, or B, they're not having the right approach, or C, I think it's a combination of both. So, looking ahead a little bit here, I guess my question to you would be, and this would be a fun thought experiment here. What is one guy you would look for at the deadline to acquire, and what's one guy in the organization that you would look to come up, kind of like how Cabrera did last year, and fill in for you?
Right. So, I just want to add to your first point. First off, the Yankees in that 8-game stretch since, June 5th, so it's basically since when Judge got hurt, the team's hitting 202. The team's barely hitting above 200 as a team, and their walk rate is just 6%, which are both extremely low marks. I'm pretty sure the average is the lowest in baseball over that span, and the walk rate is like the second lowest or something like that. They're not putting up good at bats. It's simple as that. They are not putting up good at bats. They're hitting into outs. They're swinging at bad pitches. They're not drawing walks. They're not taking pitches. Like you said, they're making it easy for opposing pitchers, and you're not going to win games doing that. And, to add to your point of who should they add at the deadline, I don't have particular names locked on just yet. But I would keep an eye on names such as Jock Peterson or Cody Bellinger, guys like that can just be a big bopper in that lineup and a guy that can make a big difference. Kind of fill up that black hole a little bit in the outfield, especially. Even if you don't necessarily get them for their glove, we badly need a bat. We need a bat more than the glove. It's as simple as that. We need offense. Hitting 202 over an 8-game stretch and hitting 230 on the season is not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. You're not going to win games doing that. You're not going to make you might make the playoffs because of the pitching, but you're not going to do very well in the playoffs. It's as simple as that. So they have to get a bat that's reliable, a bat that you can throw in the order, put some extra pressure on opposing pitchers, force them to pitch to them because you already have Aaron Judge in there, so they're going to pitch to the other guys. And with Aaron Judge out, they're just attacking these other guys right now, and they're slumping still. So with that being said, they need a big bat. Like I said, the guys that I would keep an eye on, names like that. Not saying that those guys in specific would definitely come to the Yankees, but guys like that, guys that can provide some power, some contact, guys that can make a difference, guys that can drive in runs, something like that. Because we badly need a big bat. We can't just go after someone small or sign a minor league deal and expect them to come up and turn things around. No, we can't do that. We have to get someone that's proven, established, and that's ready to make a difference from day one they come here at the deadline, if they were to come here at the deadline. But I'm assuming that they will make a move because this is the Yankees, and if they don't make a move, that'll be very head scratching, and I will be questioning why the front office is still in their positions. But we're not at the trade deadline yet, so I won't get to that conclusion just yet. But my point is they need to do something, and they got to make those moves because the numbers they're putting up offensively are flat out unacceptable. It's as simple as that. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, no, I do not disagree at all. I think that the Yankees need to go big at the deadline. That doesn't mean, that they have to acquire Shohei Ohtani exactly, because I don't think they are. I don't think the Angels are selling. They're pretty good. But, could the Yankees go out? I'm talking, the 2021 Braves, the way they did it, they just acquired 3 outfielders at the deadline. You just got, honestly, I'll take flyers, right? Just go out there and try to make upgrades, try to just shake things up a little bit. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Look, I'm okay with, you got to understand going into any season, you got like a 10% chance to win the World Series. It's a 90% chance you don't win it, right? And I recognize that. And I'm not sitting here saying that the Yankees season should be judged solely based on whether they win a World Series or not. I think that, while there's an expectation of World Series or bust, the math just doesn't add up for that. So I can't do that. But can they go out there and make some, just overhaul the roster is the phrase I'm looking for here. Acquire bats, just do what you can, take flyers, do whatever you can to make this lineup look dramatically different, in a good way, right? Again, I don't want Josh Johnson on at third base if he's playing like this in July, not in August, in July. Like I don't even need until August. I need until July. LeMahieu shouldn't be starting every day. Gleyber's either got to get better or, find a team that's got a second baseman that's got a second base hole and has outfield depth, and you can, make a swap there. I love Clark Schmidt, but, if he's forced out of the rotation, do you dangle him to a team like the Cardinals, who they need pitching, right? And you say, hey, give us one of your young bats, we'll give you Clark Schmidt. Love Clark, that's my dog, but look, I need this team to win games. And at the end of the day, I want this team to make moves that'll win them games. And so there's definitely that. We all know how I feel about Austin Wells. I've made that abundantly clear. Again, every day they have him in AA shows me that organizationally, I shouldn't take them that seriously. I'm going to make the comparison here to when the Knicks had Alec Burks at point guard. It was dumb. It was stupid. It never made sense. And end of the day, it was like you just don't take them seriously at that point. You kind of just watch games occasionally. I'm not going to really take the Yankees that seriously if Austin Wells stays in AA. I saw some comments, when I tweeted something about it on Fireside Yankees. And they are understandable. The Yankees have a lot of AAA catchers, and that, perhaps the AA competition's about as good as the AAA one. And there is some merit to that. But at the same time, the Yankees, historically speaking, don't let guys completely skip AAA. Even Volpe spent about a week and a half in AAA, right? And that move really hasn't worked out for the Yankees. So are they going to do it again? They're going to want Austin Wells to get to AAA before they call him up. And if they don't, right, and if they don't let him get to AAA, that means you're delaying that because you have to spend time at AAA. So whenever he gets called up, it's that plus a month. So just personally speaking, I'm not feeling the organization right now with what they're doing on that front. But as you mentioned, externally, a Jock Peterson type, a Cody Bellinger, just going out there and just trying to find guys who can give you some sort of spark in the offense, make the lineup look a little more different, a little more left-handed, a little more power, a little more plate discipline. Those things will go a long way for the New York Yankees. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the offense in the comments below, because right now we're in a little bit of a rough stretch. Again, they're right now, I think, 20th in WRC+. They have a sub 300 OBP. They're one of the worst teams at getting on base. That's got to change now. Whether that changes tomorrow in that Fenway series, you're always one series away from having a get me right series. Maybe Anthony Rizzo has a big one. Stanton's always been good in Fenway, so maybe that'll get him right. But we'll have to wait and see on that front, right? It's about trying to get wins now without Aaron Judge, and get Harrison Bader back, as you mentioned. So we'll see if that gives them a jolt. And with that being said, again, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. You guys can check us out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. The audio version of this podcast will come out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And if you choose to check that out, make sure you drop us a 5-star rating. You guys can follow our personal Twitter accounts. They're above our heads. And you can check out Empire Sports Media for all your favorite New York sports teams. Dylan just came out with 2 really good articles, one on the Yankees offense and one on the Knicks and Zion Williamson. So if you guys want to check those out, Empire Sports Media is the website to do that. We are your one-stop shop for all New York sports content. And we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.